Hi everybody, welcome back. This video is part 2 of a Suzuki XL7 that's built out of GM parts that came in on a tow truck. The customer states that the vehicle doesn't start and died while driving. If you missed part 1, just check the links that are down in the description or the pinned comment and it will take you back in time. Earlier, we found out that the vehicle suffered from complete electrical system failure caused by a damaged alternator. The alternator damage we found was caused by an improper installation. So, without any further introduction or ado, let's get to it. Alright everybody, we're on day 2 of this alternator repair. I got my new one. It arrived late last night. Matching everything up, it looks like it's going to be a fit. The brackets are all the same, pulley size is the same, the connector's the same, and the outpost or output terminal is the same. Yeah, you can see right here how melted that thing was. Interesting, huh? Look at that. It's molten plastic. Anyway, after some additional inspection, I zizz-wheeled on this connector down here. It's tough to see because it's farther down, but I cleaned up all the burnt crud and plastic and corrosion off of it, and I think this wire is going to be okay. I'm going to reheat shrink this, install the new nadir, and let this ride. I don't see any need to cut this connector off. It's not as in poor condition as I thought it was going to be. So I'm just gonna let this one slide and save them $100 or so in labor for building a new cable. But it is gonna get some fresh heat shrink on it, just because what we got going on here is kind of ugly, and I don't like ugly. I'll ask that you guys forgive me if I sound a bit nasally. One of the fellows in the shop was trying to get a diesel to start, and he was spraying it full of brake clean. And I was breathing that yesterday, and it's starting to cause an upper respiratory infection. Brake clean is a known respiratory suppressant, and I tend to be a little susceptible to things like that. That being said, I apologize for not sounding like my normal self. Energy level's pretty low too. I think I'm gonna go home after this. And a little bit more on this other side. If I miss a section of this, it shouldn't be a concern because the heat off of this exhaust manifold here will finish the job later on. We're good. Okay, now for my next trick. I'm gonna squeeze this new nadir in somehow and get it set back up in its home. Trouble is, it's been overnight and I don't remember how I had it oriented. I think I'll manage. Because this time I have gravity on my side. There we go. It's going down. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Answer the phone. There she is. That's what I like. Let's make sure all my wires are out of the way. Oh, this is the part where I would normally mess up. Remember, I had to turn that alternator kind of sideways in order to get the space that was necessary to install that pulley and that bottom bolt. So it stands to reason I'll have to turn it sideways again to get it lined up. Aha. And I believe that I can't see where the hole is now. I think it's right there. Okay, let's what? It should be going in, but it's not. What is this? Aha! Got it. Okay, that's good. There we go. Let's get these last two bolts in. This really is a contortionist act right now. Okay, that's one started. And number two, I don't think you can see it. It's on the back, but I got number two started now. Good. Okay, that one's snug. I just gotta reach up and get these other two, snug these up, and I will torque them. And oh, we can finish up here. I think I'm in the home stretch now. Okay, that's one snug, and I got one more on that back side to snug up. All right, got all the bolts snugged down. Let's apply some torquing pressure. And click. Okay, that's two. And numero tres. Alright, that's all three. Time to get the belt installed. Okay, serpentine belt, you're coming with me. I didn't remove it from much, so I think all I've got to do is, like I said, I don't remember. It's been a day. Yeah, I think that's all I've got to do. Wrap it around the compressor, the idler, and the alternator. But I'm going to do compressor and alternator, and I'll do the idler last, because there's no lip on this idler pulley. Okay. Okay, we'll get the belt tool on, well, the tensioner tool rather. Okay. Nope, that silly power steering pulley's not lined, or AC pulley's not lining up. I think I got it there. Let's give it a shot. Yes, we're on. Okay, all my grooves look good. Nope, no they don't. I missed that one right there. There, got it. You know, incidentally, I failed to mention yesterday that although this is a Suzuki, it is built out of GM products. For example, this engine is a 3.6 liter, the same 3.6 you can find in the Cadillac. I think it's the CTS. There we go. I believe it can be found in a couple other platforms too, but it was most popular in the Cadillacs. Wow, I totally missed the hole. Like 100% missed the hole on that one. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, I need to go home. Click. Okay, bracket that goes on a bracket, you're next. With the exception of the airbox, this side's done over here, so let's move back around here and we'll get that power cable connected, as well as these other connectors and the fuel injector, of course. Ignition coil, not fuel injector. See, guys, I'm way off my game today. Sorry. Truth be told, I would have called in today and taken the day off, but we've got one guy out who's getting married, and the other guy, it's his day off, and he decided he didn't want to work. So if I were to also take the day off, it would really hurt everybody. So I'm gonna suffer through it. The way I figure it is, if I'm gonna feel like crap, I'm gonna feel like crap here, or I'm gonna feel like crap at home. The difference is while I'm here, I can actually make some money. Now I see how this thing failed. They did have a poor connection going on here because this was set up like that when we started, but it's got to fit in those notches in order to sit flush. So I'm going to manipulate this to have a better fit. Like so. Yeah, see how it's now set back in that recess? That's what we needed to happen. Okay. I understand that there was a little cover here over the end of this wire. It was made of plastic and it turned into brittleness and crumbled to nothing, so they don't get a new one. But everything's gonna be okay. Okay. And a coil wire. Click. Where'd this one go? Uh-oh. I have a connector and I don't remember where it went. I'll figure that out in a minute. I got it. It's the O2 sensor connector. There. Okay. Alrighty. Time to get this airbox on, and then we can start things the engine. Click. This little bugger came out kind of weird because of this thing here. I think it just goes in like so. Okay. There it is. Oh, come on, look at that. I breathed on this piece of plastic just now and busted it right off. Look at that. That's ridiculous. Okay, well that's cool. Something else to fix. Remember what I said, we're in the home stretch? Well, Murphy's Law is in full effect in the shop at all times. And that was a prime example. There. Not to worry, some hose will fix that. Okay, that piece of hose that I need to repair this thing that I just broke is on the way. In the meantime, I can finish up by installing the battery and the computer and the cover. We can start this and then recheck it for proper voltage and charging capacity. Oh yeah, and the dipstick too. Right down there. Okay, that doesn't work. Come on, what is this? 3/8, how about that? Here we go. Zzz. Okay, and that one's 10mm. Wow. Click. Okay, time to starting the engine. Alright, it worked. That's cool. Wow, I really got ahead of myself. Put the cover back on before I checked charging system voltage. I told you I'm pretty off today. Let's see what we've got here. Got the post backwards, that's for sure. Okay, 13.92 volts. Yep, look at that. Good shape. Success, I fixed it. Okay, now I can put the computer back on the battery. Alright, well I'm on hold until this hose thing shows up. Alright, well, seeing as how it's 2021 and the parts stores can't even get a 6-inch length of hose that's half-inch inner diameter, I'm kind of done waiting on this. But I will come back in here one more time and confirm that everything's in good shape. Let's see, we have no warning indicators that are present, except for that door open thing. We can see that the charging warning indicator is no longer there, and we saw the voltage outside, nearly 14 volts, which is what I like to see out of a nice nadir. So all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and close this one out. I think I'm gonna duck out kind of early today. My sinuses are absolutely killing me, and I don't want to be here right now. So this is gonna conclude my adventure for the day, folks. Yeah, so I'm not gonna wait for that hose any longer. longer. Somebody else can put that thing back together. My work is done here, and I'm calling it quits for the day. I'm gonna go get some rest. All that being said, I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. I truly do appreciate it. And I'd also like to remind you to not forget to have a great day. See you guys. Goodbye, Suzuki that's made by General Motors.